All right, so today I'm going to go over sorting array lists and the use of the comparable interface. So I have my little project here, project 16, ArrayList.sort, and one package, one class with the main method. It doesn't rely on any other videos. You can just start from here. Let's add an array list because that's what we're going to do. We're going to sort array list. And I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to do integer. I'm going to make an integer array list to start out. And we'll go new. Array list, open close brackets, open close parentheses, Control-Shift-O to import, and let's add some values. So we'll say add, start out with 100, array list, add 25, array list, add 500. All right, obviously not in order. We can print this out. Array list, and array list has a nice two-string function. So if you have a short list, you don't have to do a loop. Just going to run it. See that? Not in order. Let's make it in order. So we're going to use this really cool package or class called Collections, and Collections provides utility function or utility methods for collections like ArrayList, and one of them is sort. Right? So I'll just do ArrayList. Now integers are pretty easy. Oh, hold on a second. Let me do a Control-Shift-O to import collections. There we go. There's our collections. So array lists are, integers are easy in the array list because Java already knows how to sort those. So now if we just go down here, Control C, Control V, and run this, boom, sorted, awesome. What happens if we have a custom class like student? Let's make that. Let's go here to our package, new class, and we'll do student. All right, student, we're going to give three fields. So we're going to do an int for ID, private string for name, private string for city. All righty, let's get a constructor here. Right click, source, constructor using fields. There we go. I'm going to put a space in here. We would do getters and setters, but I don't need it for the example. I do need a two-string though, because I want to print it out. So right click and source and two-string. Yep, looks good. There we go. So we overrode the two-string. Now, if we go back over to our application and we change this to student, and let's put a few students in here. Say new student, and say 101 is his ID. Ed is his name, and the city is Herndon. All right, let's copy this. Control C, Control V, Control V. Let's change this to 500, 501. Let's change this to like 201. That's good, 121. That's perfect. I'm going to make Ed, I'm going to turn him into Al. And I'll make this Theo. All right, they'll all live in Herndon. We won't sort on Herndon. But you'll see that this collection sort is complaining. There's no way to know how to sort the student. There's no natural ordering that we've provided for them for our sort function. So let's go to our student. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this handy dandy interface. So I'm going to do implements. And it's called comparable. And we want to make sure the type is the same type as the class that we are comparing it to. And it's complaining. It says add unimplemented methods, so we will. And there is a compare to method. All right, now we need to override. Well, we did override it, but we need to actually put code in here. Tell it what to do. Let's see. Let's do ID first. So I'll say if this, so the object that we've instantiated, ID is greater than O, that's another object that we're comparing it to that we've instantiated it with. And if the ID of this object is greater than the other object, return 1. And that's just how they do it. So on this side, if it's the other way around, right? If this ID is less than OID, return -1. And you can actually return any negative and any positive. The string compared to, you can read about that. It goes into pretty detailed explanations of this, but this will work. If you just want to get things working, this is the video for you. All right, so if it's not greater than or less than, it must be equal to, we'll return 0 for that. All right, now we're going to save this. Let's go back here. It's no longer red. Awesome. So when we run it, boom, we are sorting. See that 501 for Al? They switched places. So now Theo, because Theo is 121, we're sorting on ID. So the ID is what's making the order of the student objects. Let's go ahead and do name, right? So you can only really have one natural ordering for your objects. If you want to sort on various fields, you're going to have to use another interface that I'm going to do another video on called the comparator interface. All right, so now let's do it on name. Name, we're going to leverage off of the string compare to. So we'll say this name compare to O name. Done. Nice. Save this off. Go back here, run it, and now look, Al is first and Ed is second. So there you go. You have a nice little way of making your custom classes sortable in your array lists.